a room for private conversations and troubling confidences. It's been 6 months since my therapy began. The aim was to throw me a lifeline, to save me from drowning in the guilt and remorse I felt after the Ben Finch investigation, to teach me how to accept what happened and how to move on. Ben Finch was 8 years old when he disappeared, in a high-profile, high-stakes case, the details of which were plastered all over the media for weeks. I agonized over him and felt personally responsible for his fate. But I shouldn't have. You have to preserve some professional distance or you're no good to anybody. I believe I have finally accepted what happened, sort of. I've convinced Dr. Manelli that I have, anyhow. I call my boss in the Criminal Investigations Department as I jog down the stairs in Manelli's building, my eyes fixed on the pane of glass above the front door. Slicked with daylight, it represents my freedom. Fraser doesn't answer, so I leave her a message letting her know that I'm ready to come back to work, and ask if I can start tomorrow. I'll take on any case, I tell her. I mean it. Anything will do, if it gives me a chance to rejoin the game. As I cycle away down the tree-lined street where Dr. Manelli's office is located, I think about how much hard graft it's going to take to play myself back in at work after what happened. There are a lot of people I need to impress. Riding a wave of optimism, as I am, that doesn't feel impossible. I'm upbeat enough that I even notice the early blossom and feel a surge of affection for the handsome, mercurial city I live in. The light from the gallery spills out onto the street, brightening the dirty pavement. Tall, white letters have been stenciled on the window, smartly announcing the title of the exhibition: Edward Sadler, Travels with Refugees. In italics beneath, there's a description of the work on show: displaced lives and broken places, images from the edge of existence. The photograph on display in the window is huge and spotlit. It shows a boy. He walks towards the camera against a backdrop of an intense blue sky, an azure ocean speckled with white caps, and a panorama of bomb-ruined buildings. He looks about 13 or 14. He wears long shorts, flip-flops, and a football shirt with the sleeves cut off. His clothes are dirty. He gazes beyond the camera, and his face and posture show strain, because looped across his shoulders is a hammerhead shark. Its bloodied mouth is exposed to the camera. That and a red slash of blood on the shark's muscular white undercarriage are shockingly vivid against the ruined architectural backdrop, marks of life, death, and violence. On the way to the fish market, Mogadishu 2012, reads the caption beneath it. It's not the image that made Ed Sadler's reputation, that gave him his 5 minutes of fame and then some, but it was syndicated to a number of prestigious news outlets nevertheless. The gallery's packed with people. Everybody has a glass in hand and they're gathered around a man. He's standing on a chair at the end of the room. He wears khaki trousers, scuffed brown Oxford shoes, a weathered leather belt, and a pale blue shirt that's creased in a just-bought way. He has sandy-coloured hair that's darker at the roots than the tips, and thicker than you might expect for a man in his early 40s. He's good-looking, broad-shouldered and square-jawed, though his wife thinks his ears protrude just a little bit far for him to be perfectly handsome. He wipes his sun-tanned forehead. He's a little drunk on the good beer, the amazing turnout, and the fact that this night represents the peak of his career, but also a devastating personal low. It's only 4 days since Ed Sadler and his wife Fiona sat down with their son Noah and his oncologist and received the worst possible news about Noah's prognosis. Reeling with shock, they've so far kept it to themselves. Somebody chinks a spoon against a glass, and people fall silent. Head and shoulders above the crowd, Ed Sadler gets a piece of paper out of his pocket and puts a pair of reading glasses on, before taking them off again. "I don't think I need this," he says, crumpling the paper up. "I know what I want to say." He looks around the room, catching the eyes of friends and colleagues.